Yo, what's up, guys? How is it going? It is, Sunday night? Usually I do streams on Saturday, but we're doing it on Sunday. I was busy. I was in Maryland on Saturday. I'm in New Jersey now, so I'm back. I think there's like a smudge on the camera. Hold up a second here. You gotta bear with me. I know this is awkward. We'll get through this together. I believe in us. This is making us stronger. Okay, I think we're good. Oh, no, a little bit left. All right. Boom. Okay, I think we're good. Sorry, there's like a big giant thumbprint right on the camera. So I had to get it. Otherwise, I'd be staring at that the whole time, and I'd constantly be like looking at it weird, and you guys would think I'm looking you weird. What's up, guys? How's it going? Let's see. Oh my goodness, so many people pouring in so quickly. I need to tell you guys more often about when I'm gonna start these streams. It seems like you guys like get right on that. That's awesome. Got Madison. What? We got Danielle. We got Jesse, Gabrielle, Sabrina, Paysepa? Question mark? I'm gonna try to say everyone's name, even though I'm terrible at it. Let's see. We got Little Tuna, Natalia. I would probably say it's Natalia, if I was being honest. Ali, BTS and XO or Bay, solid username. What's up? How's it going, guys? How was your entire week? I mean, it's like the end of the week, really. Well, I guess technically Sunday's the start of the week, so, let's pretend it's still the weekend. I know tomorrow we have like work or school or whatever. I've got work tomorrow, so yeah, no fun there. But this is like my session to be able to just like enjoy the very last hurrah of the weekend and just chill with you guys. I was right with Natalia. Sweet. Awesome. Cool. But welcome. How's it going, guys? I'm glad you are here. I'm glad we can spend like the last few seconds of this weekend. It really just goes by so quickly, the whole weekend. I mean, it goes by quicker than the week, but it makes sense. I mean, it's only 2 days as opposed to 5 days, unfortunately. They need to restructure that. If I were president, I would just make it like half the week is working, the other half is just, that's for everyone else. But yeah, what's going on, guys? How was your week? What did you do today, Josh? Good question. So, woke up, went to church, came back, ate breakfast, basically cleaned my apartment, got everything organized. I was pretty unorganized. Throughout the week, I get more and more unorganized. Things get messy throughout the week, so weekend is when I clean. But instead, I just went to Maryland right after work on Friday, this past Friday, because my brother's GF was having her 21st birthday, so I had to go to that, see what was going on there, crash that party, and then come back here. Let's see here. But today, yeah, I also did some editing. So I filmed a ton of stuff with Akbar when he came here the other weekend. I guess that was the last live stream. Akbar was here, right? So this is like a week after that. Let's see. We filmed so much stuff. We filmed a whole series of Hit the Stage that I just edited today. So I'm going to be putting that up like one day at a time. We filmed a whole SMTM5 series that I'm going to be putting up one day at a time as well. We filmed a lot of stuff. We filmed a lot of challenges, which we'll put up soon, eventually. But that'll come after the rest of the stuff. Monday here too already. That's unfortunate, Sophia. Mondays are just the worst. I think we should just skip that. I think we should just extend the weekend into Monday. But I'm not president. I would do that if I could. But yeah, that's how my day went. How did your guys' day go? I'm sure you guys had very, very different days, depending on what time zone you're in. It's going to be a different day of the week, right? Because Korea's a little bit ahead, right? I think Korea's ahead. I don't think they're behind. Yeah, buddy's here. What? But only can watch for a little bit. Frown face. I'm sorry. It's a struggle we're all going to have to live with. But maybe you can rewatch it later. But it's not the same as like being part of it like when it's happening. So I can understand that. Josh, I have a biology test tomorrow. Well, Lauren, I hoped you studied, because I feel like bio is one of those things that it's tough to BS. It's either you know it or you don't. I took bio like my very last semester in college because I needed an extra science credit, and I was just like, all right, that seems like the easiest one. And so, after working really hard halfway through the class, I was like calculating my grade, and I realized that I didn't really have to even go to class anymore to pass, like technically, because I had already gotten my job offer at that point, and I'm thinking, do I really need to go anymore? Like, I've gotten enough of a grade that I could just sort of skip out on this final and still pass with a D. And I was like, wait, do I really want to do that though? And I actually studied a little bit, but barely. It's a struggle. It's a struggle to study when you have like zero motivation. But that was pretty much my college career story in just one sentence. It's tough to study with zero motivation. Jody just got her degree in biology. Well, you are a sharp cookie then. Yeah, very sharp. That's a tough degree to get because Orego's tough. Lenny says skipping is bad, Josh. Well, it depends. It depends. It's my first time teaching ninth grade tomorrow. Wish me luck. Well, I wish you all the luck in the world. Those ninth graders, they can be a great class and they can be just ravenous wolves that will rip you apart. So you got to survive, strive, and just make it. But I believe in you. I believe in you. Let's see. Sarah says, oh, I made it out for once. Hi from France. Hey, Sarah, what's up, France? How's it going? I think we pinned France up there on there. I think we have. Yeah, I'm seeing we got it. We got France. We're good. We're good. There's a lot of countries that I didn't even really know existed that you guys are from. So that was kind of surreal and bizarre to me because not only did I like never foresee ever having an international audience, but I definitely didn't foresee having people that like watch me from countries that I didn't know existed. Like, what does that mean? Did you pin Russia? I did pin Russia, but it's so huge. I just put one right in the middle. I'm like, for everyone in Russia, just put one right smack dab in the center. So there's one up there, but I think we need more. Someone's from Czechoslovakia. Wow, what's up? All over the world. Hi from Morocco. Josh, I have to say this again. You're my crush. What? Oh, that actually makes me feel really good about myself. Thank you for saying that. That fills me up with good feels. I appreciate that. This is my recharge session. It's also my like session where I just like word vomit, and I apologize that I need to do that, but like I have so much throughout the week, so I just like feel like I can finally tell you guys all about it. I look forward to this. I'll think about like the live stream as the weeks go on. So it's just a nice way to be able to unwind mentally after the week's over. Your lips are so pink. Goals. Are pink lips goals? I guess it could be. I guess I just have pink lips. That's just like a thing. So I guess I don't need to wear lipstick. I noticed that younger boy bands typically wear more lip shade, lip like tint than the older boy. Am I right with saying that? Maybe I'm not right. I noticed it more with the younger boy bands than the older boy bands, that they typically wear more lip tint. I don't. I've actually never worn lipstick, at least that I can remember. You know, I grew up like I have 2 sisters and 2 brothers right now, but I basically grew up being like really close with my sister Joy because she was closest in age to me. So we kind of hung out growing up, and she'll remember a lot more than me because she's my older sister, but she probably put lipstick on me at some period of time. But it's funny you should say that though, because my younger sister Julia just mentioned to me, she's like, hey, this weekend when we hang out, I should do a makeover on you, like a whole makeup makeover, and you should film it because that would be fun to do. And I immediately said, no, I'm not going to do that because I'm a man. And she was like, no, you should do it anyway. And I was like, all right, well, I'll pitch it to these guys, and if they really think that'd be fun to see, then I might consider flipping a coin to do it. Otherwise, I'm not going to do it. So, what do you call it? This weekend, let's see, so tomorrow's Monday, so that's my first week of work. This weekend on Friday, I'm driving to the beach. You guys have probably seen the beach a lot of the time. You've probably seen me at the beach doing vlogs, doing Snapchats, doing reactions with my friends and family. So that's kind of our happy place. That's like our vacay home. So we're going for Labor Day weekend because I have next Monday off. Oh, everyone's saying do it. Oh boy. I was hoping that there would be at least some people be like, do it, don't do it. But it looks like everyone's just like, hit the caps lock, do it, Josh, or I will murder you, heart face. I'm just like, okay, well, they put the heart in. So clearly this is something that we need to get done. To do it because you're a man. That's a good point. They could work both ways. You could be like, yeah, I did a makeover because, I'm a man and I can do that and still be confident in my sexuality. Which I think is something that you can do. Real men are willing to wear makeup. That's a good point. You know, people that aren't so shy away from that, they aren't compensating for anything. I'll wear pink. I love wearing pink. So that's one thing. Do it, Josh, or I will murder you, heart face. Someone actually wrote that now. That makes me happy. Okay, fine. Because you guys asked so nicely and you guys are so awesome, I'm going to do a makeover this weekend with my sister, Julia. In fact, I gotta text her that right now. I'll let her know. I'm going to text Julia and say, you know what, Julia? You got your wish. I'm going to get this weekend when we're at the beach. You better bring all your Bare Minerals and Urban Decay and all of it, because we're going to need it all. We're going to do an extreme makeover, and I don't make the rules. They've decided this. Okay, here we go. Hey, so we've decided, because we've decided this together. We've decided to do the makeover. While I'm on my phone, I want to get a Snapchat of you guys. Is that cool with you guys? Let's do that. Let's get a Snapchat. All right, here we go. Let's get a Snapchat. Come on, Josh. I'm going to get a snap of everyone. But actually, you know what? Let's wait a little bit. And then we'll get a snap of everyone. Do a dance in your makeover. Urban Decay is my life. OMFG. Yep, Urban Decay is very, very good makeup, from what I understand. You know, I love Ulta. I love Sephora. I'm big on personal skincare and like male grooming. Like I'm pretty hardcore with my skincare regimen and my male grooming routine. So I love those stores. I just go right into the men's section, and there's like normally not that many people there because not many men in America even do that. So I'm just like there, and I'm like, all right, let's spend some money. Let's do this. So yeah. He just read my comment. I'm dead. Well, hopefully I just brought you back to life by reading your comment again, Hannah. It'll be a continuous dying resuscitation cycle, but hopefully we end on the part where you're alive still. A man is personality. There's a lot of ideas of what a man is. You know, what does it mean to be a man? Is it just an age? No, I don't think it is, but that's personal opinion. I think you could be a 40-year-old boy, you know, if you're super, you know, it depends on how you treat others, how you treat women, how you treat yourself. You just did the lotto move. What does that mean? Was that inside of the lotto move? Was that in the music video? I must have missed that. Has that couch always been there, Josh? No, I just got this couch a week ago. So this is it. This is the second live stream I've done with this couch. So it's a brand new, well, I say brand new to me. I got it from this adorable young couple on Craigslist because, you know, I don't have a ton of cheddar, a ton of change, a ton of cabbage, a ton of green, a ton of whatever you call currency in your mother tongue. Dollars. This is my first live stream that I made when you're actually streaming. I feel so blessed right now. Well, Della, welcome. Welcome to the live stream. I'm glad you're here. I think we're all glad you're here. We're glad everyone's here. It makes it more fun the more people are in it. But it could get a little cray. You know, I've never really gotten over 150, 200 people. I don't think I've ever really gotten over 200 people before. Maybe with the JRE stream. When I was streaming with Dre, that was like the world record. I think I got like to 250 people in the stream. But if it gets more than that, the comment sections flood so quickly, I can't read them. It just jumps so quickly. So I like it the way it is right now. That's why I kind of don't really advertise it a ton. I might send out one snap or one Twitter message being like, yo, this is what's happening. Let's see here. Hi, Joshua, I'm Korean. I really enjoy your reactions. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I'm eventually coming to your country. I am. It's going to happen. I don't make the rules. I need to go to Korea. It seems like the most lit vacation idea possible. I want to vlog the whole thing, but I just got to figure out when to go. I'm pretty sure the seasons in Korea and America line up pretty well, right? So when it's winter here, it's winter there, and when it's summer here, it's summer there. I didn't know that always. I just learned that. So is that a thing? It might be a little different. It might be a little bit different. I don't know. I could be wrong. Hi from Mexico. Well, hello. Hola. Hello, hello. Let's see here. I'll come with you. Okay, so we already got a group of us that are going to go to Korea. So I'm not the only one. Rachel says, hey, glasses twin. Do we have the same glasses? These are solid glasses. I like these glasses. The only problem is they can like bow out. I don't know why after a while, so I need to find some new ones. But I keep going to the store to look for new ones, and I just can't find any that I like more than these. So we'll get there. We'll get there. Favorite kind of food? That's tough. It depends on what I'm in the mood for. Like, I absolutely love Indian food, but I don't want to eat it every day. I think it's like a twice a week type of thing for me. I love, let's see, what else? I love American food, obviously. Like, I'm always down for a steak or a burger and fries, or, just breakfast food is good anytime. Breakfast is awesome. I love cream chip beef. That's absolutely amazing over toast. I don't know if that's an American thing or not. It might be an English thing, which essentially is where my ancestors are all from, is Europe. Let's see. Italian food is the best. Italian food is very good. I agree with that statement. Italian food is amazing. Sodium is pretty lit. It's terrible for me, but it's really, really good. Do you make shakes? I've been thinking about it. Like, my dad is really healthy and he really, really takes care of himself physically. So he's all about those, like, making shakes every morning. He'll put, like, all these different greens in and flax seeds and all these vegetables and, like, some blueberries. And he's putting all this stuff in and then he just, like, drinks it. And I'm just like, what? Is that, like, could I do that? Is that going to be gross if I do that? I feel like it'd be gross because, I don't know. So I've been thinking about calling my dad up and being like, all right, could you give me, like, a recipe for the stuff you make in the morning? And I want to try that out, but it's a commitment to do that. I don't want to be like doing that and then feeling like I hate it and then never do it again. But you don't really do it you don't do it for the taste. You do it because it's really good for you a lot of the time. Juice cleanses and stuff. Juice cleanses are BS, don't trust them. Well, Bryn, you said it here first. I heard the same thing, because your body needs more nutrients. It needs fiber, carbs, all these different areas of those food groups. You can't just do juice. I just actually read an article about that. What's your childhood movie, Josh? Mine is High School Musical. We always watched It's a Wonderful Life every year on Christmas. Or what is it, New Year's Eve? I think it might have been New Year's Eve is when we would watch It's a Wonderful Life. It's kind of like it's this whole tradition in our family. So that's a pretty big movie growing up. So was The Fox and the Hound. Aladdin was a big one. That's my favorite Disney movie. There's a lot of movies out there that Joy, if Joy were here, my sister Joy, we could have all of these sibling talks. I want to have a live stream just with my sister Joy. That would be awesome. She would say so many embarrassing things that would make me want to delete the stream, but then ultimately I would keep it up, so it's okay. All right, I'm going to take a Snapchat of everyone. You ready? I'm about to take it on my story. So I'll let you guys get some time here. Write down what you want to write. So I'm going to take a video of the comments too. If you need to go get your hair the way you want it to be, I can wait. And we'll retake it if someone blinks. So here we go. 3, 2, 1. Yo, what's up? We're doing a live stream, and we've been doing it for about 17 minutes now. And now I'm going to go ahead and take one of the comments. Wow, dang, we got comments for days. 107 people just joined, and wow, they're going ham commenting right now. All right, got you guys. I like how there's like that random person that like is waiting for me to take a snap. Then they'll put something like super trolling on there, which I think is hilarious. I kind of want to take, wow, a lot more people are commenting now that I've done that. I kind of want to take another snap of the chat. But yeah. Anyway, so if you follow my Snapchat, you can kind of check that out. Ask me to retake it if I missed your comment, which I can do. We can do this. I have people hitting me right up now for reaction requests right now. I know that Newest just came out with what, Love Paint? I think. Love Paint? Yeah. So that was like their new MV. I think it came out today. I was going to react to that today, but I got super busy like editing stuff that was already out. And then I called up Akbar to ask him a question, and we ended up just talking for like way over an hour about all of these plans we want to have for the channels, and it's pretty crazy. Nate_TRBL says, notice me. You done been noticed, Nate. What was your favorite K-pop group? I get that question so often, and I never know what to say. I'm going to be honest, because I can't pick just one to be like, this is it. This is my favorite K-pop group, and it will never be another K-pop group. I feel like it's more so, who are your favorites right now? I don't know. Like, I'm so broad. I listen to so many things because I just react to whatever you guys request or whatever comes out recently. So that like really spans a whole lot of different genres, a whole lot of different groups and different things like that. I would say my favorites are certainly, I like Mamamoo a lot. That's where I have like all those posters. BTS is absolutely lit. I would say Epic High, MFBTY. There's some solo artists I really, really like. I would say Haze, especially if she collabs with Dean. Let's see. There's a ton. It's tough for me to think of them right off the bat. I need to write it down. I need to make a list of my top 10. I'm definitely doing that for 2016. At the end of this year, I'm going to make like who are my 10 favorite groups, what were my 10 favorite music videos. I'll make a top 10s list. So that'll happen. Let's see here. How K-pop changed your life. Changed my life? Well, it certainly changed it. I would say that before I knew K-pop existed, I didn't really listen to a whole lot of music. Not really at all. You know, I would listen to occasionally listen to some classical or maybe some whatever top hits were out, stuff like that. It was just, I wasn't ever really into music that much at all. The whole family wasn't. We weren't a music listening to family. You know, if you knew my family growing up, we didn't even have cable. We had a TV, but we didn't have cable. So, yeah. I would say that now I probably split 50-50 between some music that I'll listen to that isn't K-pop and 50% is K-pop. I definitely listen to more music after I got into K-pop. So that's definitely, and also you more than just the music, you get introduced into the community because there's something unique. I haven't really placed my finger on it yet. It's tough to define, but there's something unique, and we all know that there's something unique about the K-pop industry and the K-pop market. I think all the community. It's just there's such a support and a loving community behind K-pop. It's unique to K-pop. Everyone is just so chill in K-pop, and they just I don't know. I've said this before. I saw it firsthand when I went to KCON just a couple months ago. And I could see people just hanging out and talking and being in line. And there were people who didn't know each other. It didn't matter. They would just start talking like they were best friends about their favorite bands. And it was just amazing to see that because I'm not used to that. I've been in very social situations, whether it was clubs or parties or, when I'm at college and there's this different clubs social clubs. I was part of a youth group on campus. And, people are being friendly, but I feel like if it was a K-pop youth group on campus, people would be so much more friendly. I don't know. It's just there's a relatable factor there. Let's see here. Can you and Akbar watch more Rainbow music videos? You gotta request them. Are there new coming out? I mean, if there are, we'll definitely get on those new ones. It's tough because there's so much that comes out and I have so limited time. I have to find, okay, so what am I going to react to today? And typically it's whatever you guys request the most. If you guys request a comment, in the comments under the videos, if you guys make a request and then a bunch of people are thumbing it up and it's 27 thumbs up and it's at the top comment, I'm well, a lot of people wanted this, let's just do it. So that's kind of what I'll do. A K-pop youth group why isn't it a thing? It should be a thing. It needs to be a thing. Occasionally, it's rare, but occasionally I'll watch something that I know you guys didn't request. I know you guys won't like it. It's just something for me because I really liked it. That's not very common, but sometimes I'll do that. John is here, Josh. John who? Bryn. Let's see here. Boy, there's so many questions here. John, are you his dad? ? Where is John? Why, there's a lot of people talking about John right now. John who? John. I know so many Johns. I could list off about 8 Johns that I know right now. The most obvious that you guys might know is John who... Oh, John Binder. What? What's up, John? How's it going? John's my older brother. I didn't know he joined. What's going on, man? I was just at John's house for a birthday party, and now I'm here. I could call John my father, but John's my brother. That's wild. John was part of my live stream, a couple months ago live stream. You guys probably remember. A lot of you guys remember if you were here for that one. My brother John was. It's weird. It's bizarre seeing my brother John in the comments right now. Have you got Denmark pinned on the map? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. It's funny that John's in the live stream right now commenting. Your friend in the reaction. So, I'm sorry, wrong John. That wasn't John who we started JAJ with. That's a different John. That's a Vietnamese John. But yeah. Will you do something special when you hit 50,000 subscribers? That's a good question. I'd like to do something special. What would you guys like me to do? I'd love to do a Q&A, but I feel like I do that every stream, don't I? You guys ask me questions. It's like a constant Q&A. It's more of hanging out, but that's like inherently part of a Q&A. Have you got South Jersey pinned? I think I do. I think I got South Jersey pinned. Yeah. Yeah, I do. We're good. Can you check Snapchat? I sent a funny vid. Well, I will watch it right afterwards, Rachel. I keep up with Snapchat pretty regularly. I think at the very latest, I'll respond within 24 hours, 48 hours at like the very most. But typically, everything gets responded to within 24 hours. It's tough. It's becoming more difficult as, more people add me and I add more people. I add whoever adds me back. Whoever adds me on Snapchat, I'll add them back because I like watching stories every once in a while. She says, yes, JAJ. Where's the John from JAJ? The John from JAJ is working. He's in Pennsylvania. So he's just one state over, and he's working. He's an engineer. He graduated, and now he's working full-time, like I am, like Akbar is, like Rob is. All four of us graduated in engineering and are all working now, all in different places. But yeah. That's where he is right now. He doesn't do YouTube anymore. He does a lot of other things. He has different hobbies that he has. One day we might have him on the stream. What happened to Channel JAJ? Well, everyone graduated. Everyone moved to different places for work, and now we're doing our own solo stuff. Well, John isn't, but Akbar and I are. I started pretty much immediately to do solo reactions. Akbar started a few months ago. John just decided it wasn't for him. Yeah. I'm doing STEM in high school, Josh. That's a solid field. That whole field, the STEM field, you got to do it. That's going to be a solid path. That's what I did. I mean, I never had a huge passion for it per se, and I was terrible at math and science. So that's why in the world did you still go into that, Josh? Well, I knew it would be a solid, successful field. I knew I could get a job in the field if I was able to survive, and so that's the reason I did it. It wasn't because I had some sort of huge love of engineering. But yeah. Oh, Akbar's here. What? Hey, Akbar, how's it going? Man, all these people are crashing the stream. Akbar's here. John Binder's here. Oh man, soon Julia's gonna pop up. Then Chance MPOD. Then Samuel Buss is gonna pop up. Then there's gonna be so many people. Advice for incoming freshmen. Oh boy. Well, I could go on for an hour. I just want to touch on the highlights, I guess. I made a video actually. It was called College Survival Guide. It's in the vlogs playlist about how I would prepare as a freshman in college. Let's see. I would say time management and getting organized are two of the biggest things, and staying on top of your workload. For me, that was that biggest thing. And just do what works for you. Some people don't need to study and they get very good grades. Akbar very rarely needs to study. He can just pick it up in class. I can't. I don't learn a whole lot in the classroom. When I get home and I start studying the stuff myself and working through the problems, that's how I start learning. So you just got to do whatever works for you and keep doing it. My major doesn't have an equivalent in other countries. Well, what is your major? Let's see here. How old are you? I am 24. Yeah. I turned 24 back June 30th, so a couple months ago. How tall are you? I'm 5'11". 5'11". Akbar is a little bit taller than me. I think he's a solid 6 foot, and I'm just under that. Yeah, most people don't think that, but that's the actual gospel truth. Akbar's taller than me. Akbar and Josh are my two favorite people. Well, thanks, Lee. I appreciate that. Have you pinned Scotland, Josh? I think I did. Yeah, I think I've pinned Scotland. Yeah. 6 feet, baby. That's what Akbar said. Sophia says she's 24 too. Well, welcome to the age of 24. I'm glad we can be 24-year-old buddies. It makes me feel better about my age. Getting older. I'm got my own job and paying bills, and it's just surreal to be adulting now. The only thing I'm not adulting on is I'm on my parents' cell phone plan still. I pay my own bill. I'll pay the bill for my own part of that plan, but I'm still on my parents' cell phone plan. So I think I want to get off that and be on my own cell phone plan. It wouldn't change the amount that I pay, just to be on my own plan. Does that make sense? I don't know. But yeah. How old do I look to you guys? Like, if you were to just to see me and you didn't know me, you were just seeing me, like, I don't know, walk down the street and you just, like, glanced over and saw me, how old would you have thought that I was? Just, like, I don't know. I know I've got, like, a little, I forgot to shave for the past couple days, so, like, I've got a little scruff, but, like, I think if I shaved, I think I would look a lot younger. Someone said 21. Akbar said I look like I'm 6 years old. That's fair. That's fair. Hurtful, but fair. Oh, he said JK. It's okay. 20, 23, 20... 21, I look 13, 20, 20, 25, 22, 26, 21, 23, 25, 25, 25, late 20s, 25, 30, 20. Okay, so most people, oh, except for I look 29 and 30 for that one person, most people say I look a little younger than my age, on average, from just what I'm reading right now. You are handsome, I'm from Cambodia. Well, thank you, I appreciate that. I like that random, like, people were saying ages and then one person says, you look handsome. Like, they refuse to say what age they think I am. They just say, you look, that's all that matters, you look handsome, wherever you're at. Appreciate that. So that's good, I guess, looking a little bit younger than your age. That'll eventually come in handy when you're older than you want to be. But yeah. You look 104. That's funny. I should try to get like that full makeover to look like a grandpa. That would be the best. And I just do a whole vlog where I'm like looking at the camera. I'm like, hey, who's that? Is this a YouTube? My grandson's always doing the K-pop on the YouTube. And I do like a whole series of reaction vids as a grandpa. And I keep saying, oh, my grandson Josh should be coming back any minute now. And he's like, I should react to a couple more of these. That'd be fun. I would love to do that. Full grandpa makeup. You'd be in makeup for like 4 hours with a professional crew to look like a grandpa. That'd be fun. I would do that. Shy Snow 8 says, this is my second live stream today. You're going great. You're going ham on live streams. Man, who was the last live stream you were on? Was it another K-pop reactor? There's a lot of different types of people that you could have done live streams with. I feel like I need to be up to par. Be better than that other live stream. Be more interesting. I know people have said many times, like, I'm trying to decide between your live stream and someone else's live stream right now. I'm like, so much responsibility. Like, what do I do? Shave your eyebrows for 50,000 subs, says John Binder. He's saying that, my brother's saying that I should shave my eyebrows for 50,000 subscribers because he shaved my eyebrows for $109. And he only paid I think John even didn't even pay me the full amount he said he was gonna pay me. I can't remember, but they all went in on that. All my siblings, Julia wasn't born yet, but all my siblings had paid in a little bit of money and they shaved my eyebrows. I looked like I, was a cancer survivor for a month or two, a couple months. This is what I look like without eyebrows, guys. Just to give you a visual, it's a severe change. We look so different without our eyebrows. It's pretty insane. Josh, give us a hand heart, like that or like that, because I like just doing that. It's minimal effort, but you get the point across. And we understand this because it's like the Korean heart. John is a savage. Yeah, he is. Oh my goodness. Only $109. That was like a fortune to a 9-year-old. I was around 9, I think. 9, 10, 11. But yeah, do you have a picture? I hope not. I think they have a picture. My family does somewhere, but I got rid of the rest. I've gotten rid of any that I could find. It's just not a good memory. Say hi to your Philippine fans. I'm going to be, let's see here. Family reunion was awkward. Family reunion. So, is you talking about you're talking about family picnics or what just happened with the birthday party or what? That is horrible. 9 years old and no eyebrows. Yeah, it was a thing. Josh, I can't snap my fingers like yours. It's freaking hard. Well, I think it's about practice, right? If you want to learn how to do it, all you got to do is take your middle finger and your thumb. Let's review. Middle finger, thumb. So this guy, the index finger, is what's doing the snapping. So all you do is put your middle finger and thumb together, keep this index finger loose, really loose, completely loose, and then you just whip it. You just got to whip it. So this is what you got to do. You just whip. Whip. And watch me, nay. Then we whip. Boom. And you just keep whipping until eventually you get a snap. It's not easy, but eventually you get it and then it becomes easy. Practice makes perfect. It's funny, you know, in middle school, high school, a lot of people kept saying, oh, practice makes perfect, practice makes perfect. And then you get to college and then you hear nobody's perfect. So then I stopped practicing. I just focused on what I was good at. I think they should talk about that early on. Teach us how to snap. Well, I tried. I did my bestest. I should make a completely different video just on how to snap. But yeah, man. Akbar and I were talking about some pretty crazy things when we were calling about an hour ago. I was talking to Akbar. I talked to Akbar for like an hour straight, and we kept coming up with these great ideas for like new videos and new stuff to do, and we had a breakthrough, guys. We had a pretty awesome breakthrough. I'm really excited about. So you guys will end up seeing that soon. You're gonna end up seeing some new videos on both channels. And we might even start completely new series on the old channel, on JAJ. You know, we're still in the works right now. But it's exciting stuff. It's really exciting stuff. I don't want to spoil anything, but it's going to be super lit. I'm really excited. I'm just excited to be, like, doing something completely... It's not completely different, but it's different enough that, I don't know, it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. Akbar did confirm. My power just went out for a minute, guys. I'm scared of storms a little bit. That's the thing. Like, I don't really like rain in general just because of how gray and gross it gets outside. I love a thunderstorm, though. I love an absolute pouring, torrential, tropical storm outside. I know it's not technically going to be tropical, but if we got, like, something tropical up in here, I'm okay with that. As long as no one's dying, you know. I love a good thunderstorm. Hold on a minute, are you going to do more of the K-pop reactors reaction? That's a completely different idea. And yes, we're definitely 100% going to do a part 2 to the K-pop reactors reaction. We just got to get Akbar back up here so we can film one of those. Does your job allow your YouTube career? It makes it hard. It makes it really hard. Oh my goodness. But I guess it still allows. I don't tell anyone at work about YouTube, and I don't tell any of you guys where I work. So I'm trying to keep those worlds as separate as possible right now, and that's working kind of so far. I don't think they would have a problem with me being on YouTube at all, but you know, I don't want to have any conflicts of interest or any issues there. So I just try to keep it the way it is. I have suggestions for the reactor reaction. I read most of the suggestions. Josh works at Weenie Hut Juniors. Akbar making SpongeBob references. I'm excited to film the next K-pop reactor reaction. I think it's going to be lit. We got a lot of suggestions in the comments for like at least 40 to 50 other reactors. So we're going to pick like the most highly requested reactors, and we're going to do reactions to them. There were a lot of ones that they wanted specific videos for us to react to. So we'll try to do that. I know last time I wanted to keep it pretty homogenous, keep it pretty uniform, and only do one type of video like Exo Monster across all the reactors. But not everyone does the same video. You know, there's a lot of reactors who never reacted to Exo Monster, so it makes it tough. So I think we'll just do whatever you guys request. Oh, we're falling. I just got a chair, by the way. I got a little like swivel chair instead of like a blue bin that I sit on. So I'm like swiveling a lot and I keep going like this. And I go back up. Josh is low-key mad at Akbar for crashing his live stream. Says, nope, I'm actually not. Nah, that's where I work. No, what if I was? What if I got like legitimately livid right now? I'm like, Akbar, get on my live stream. And I'm like calling him up, you gotta leave me alone, man. This is my time. That'd be funny, but it's not that way. Yeah, I like the reaction to reactors. I found it interesting. Yeah, if you have any requests, definitely put them in the reactor reaction comment on the video itself, and I'm eventually going to just compile a list, and whoever is, you know, requested the most, we're going to do those reactions to those reactors. It's tough because you're trying to do like a video a day with just normal reactions, which takes up enough time in and of itself. You're balancing that with work, but then you got, you know, on top of that, there's other ideas, and it's really tough to put those in, especially when they're big projects. Like the reactor reaction took me about 16 hours to edit, so it took me a few days of free time. So it was like no free time for multiple days. It is 10 times harder to get noticed on Josh's live stream. Well, you just got noticed. Shania? Probably Shania. Shania. Let's see. It's possible, says Min. It's true. It is possible. Josh is so good at ranting or rambling. Well, that's true, Bryn McQueen. You got to get good at it. You know, I want to be able to read as many of your guys' comments as possible, but also answer any questions that you have. Okay, I lied, but Josh, I killed a mosquito just now. I'm really happy because they've been annoying me all week. There's been a lot of mosquitoes here on the East Coast, especially on the coast. There's been a lot of mosquitoes. I know that like where I'm from, Pasadena, Maryland, there's like that county, which is Anne Arundel County. They've been deciding to actually increase the amount of, spraying of all the mosquitoes. So what they do is they'll go over with these planes and they'll just start dropping all of this anti-mosquito repellent. So they're trying to like just get them out of the entire county, get them out of the entire area in Pasadena because there's been so many. There's just too many mosquitoes. I don't like mosquitoes, We can survive without the mosquitoes, but the mosquitoes can't survive without us. It's this parasitic relationship where they're not really doing us any good. Your comments are funny. I'm from Silver Springs, Maryland. What? Gabrielle is from Silver Springs, Maryland. I know where that is. I'm from Pasadena, Maryland. That's awesome. It's always good to see other people from Maryland. I'm like, Maryland, represent. What? So many comments. Whoa. Let's see. Jenny says, please read my comment. Make me start my week in a happy way. Well, I hope I was able to start your week in a happy way, Jenny. I just read your comment. I'm from Laurel, Maryland, Howard County. Oh, cool. Yeah, I know where that is. I know where Laurel is. Very cool. Awesome. Shiny is coming back in September. Are you ready? Well, I now am. I didn't even know about that. I just needed to get that info from you. Storms give me severe anxiety, Josh. Well, I think that's unfortunate, but I feel like the way that we view thunderstorms was kind of the way that we were raised in thunderstorms. Like, the way I was raised in thunderstorms was that was a party. That was a good time. Like, from infancy, I was always, our whole family made it sort of a party thing. Like, it was just so much fun when a storm came out. We would all go running around outside in the rain and, like, the winds were blowing, jumping on things, sliding in the grass. I remember it was always a party when the thunderstorms happened. The power would go out, which means, we could all like get together, get the candles and play board games. And it was a break from life when thunderstorms happened. So it was just always a party. I remember Julia, when she was like a few years old, used to hate thunderstorms. But then when she saw all of us loving them, she eventually loved thunderstorms. Now Julia loves thunderstorms. So, I don't know, I guess it might be a lot to do with the way that you're brought up, your parents' view of thunderstorms. It's kind of that way in life, isn't it? You end up voting very often the way that your parents vote. You end up having a lot of the same worldviews as your parents, a lot of the same maybe religious opinions, religious views as your parents, and same view of thunderstorms. So thunderstorm theory could be applied to a lot of different areas of your life. It's interesting. It's definitely interesting. My kids and I love them, says a K-Mom. Well, good. I wonder what the thunderstorms are like in Australia. They're probably different than here in some way. Park Eun Wheel says, Josh, please greet me a happy birthday. Happy birthday. I remember, I love telling people happy birthday, especially if they ask me on Snapchat. Like, I've had a few people on Snapchat be like, hey, my friend's birthday's coming up. It would mean the world to them if you, like, wish them happy birthday. And I was thinking, I could ignore this, but I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna do that because I have the time to do it right now, and I would love to do that, so I'm definitely gonna do that. But I'm not just gonna give them, like, a happy birthday like I did just with you. Sometimes, like, I'll just be like, yeah, I got 15 minutes, so I'll just send them, like, a spam of, like, 100 snaps, like, just the most random happy birthday spiel where I'll just go on this rant about things that have nothing to do with birthdays. Then I'll come back to birthdays and saying happy birthday again. And they love it, It probably made their day, and so it's fun to be able to do that. I love doing that. That's one of the big reasons that I just love messaging everyone back. I message everyone who messages me. Unless it's someone who is just like telling me how much they hate my guts, and in that case I'll just usually ignore it. But that's rare. It's rare. There's a lot more support than there ever is hate, for sure. Let's see here. Hi, your hair is cool, just saying. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I need to get a haircut. It's normally not this long. Usually it's shorter. Got to figure out how that works. Let's see, Josh. I'm a fan since JAJ days. Say hello to Spanish fans. Hola, Spanish fans. That's all. Fans since JAJ day. I'd love to be able to see like all the subscribers I have, and then what percentage of those have known me since JAJ. It's always interesting to see that, because when I see someone that tells me that they've been a fan since JAJ, I immediately know that they've seen me in my most awkward phase. Like, I'm awkward right now. I'm just an awkward person a lot of the time. But if you've seen JAJ Josh, you know a level of awkward that has never even entered my new channel. It's pretty embarrassing, but it's fine. It's humble beginnings. Yeah, see, Tess knew me since JAJ. It's just a thing, you know? I love looking back at those reactions. Not often, but I love looking back at them. Ninja says, no haircut. It looks cute. Well, thank you. Maybe I'll keep it a little bit longer. I liked making it a little more professional just for work, because I am an engineer and I'm leading a lot of people. So I want to be like looked at as like an engineer that knows what he's doing, with like a clipboard and all professional and like blah, 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 delegating work and stuff. So if I was like, you know, acting the way that I act with you guys, like really being my relaxed true self, that wouldn't really fit with being like engineer type of person, you know. So this is a nice break from that. At work I have to be more on point, you know, and just, I don't know, I guess I don't have to be, but I think I do that just to be more efficient. It's really a different life. It's kind of bizarre, you know. The second I get into work, it's like I'm a different person, you know. I really am just focused and I'm on point and I'm just trying to get as much things done as possible, and I'm all scheduled out. But when I get home, I'm like, oh, finally. And then I'm just more myself and my normal loopy weirdo self, and I'll just start stop spinning. All right, I'll stop. I need to get the bin back. That bin kept me from spinning. Now I'm just like, I can spin all the time. But yeah. JJ, Akbar, and Josh. What's your favorite color? Blue. What type of engineer? I'm an industrial engineer by trade. I got my degree at Penn State in industrial engineering. That's just a fancy term to describe that we make companies more efficient. Industrial engineers make companies more efficient. And that's what I do. But did you pin Korea? Yep, I think I did. Did I? Yeah, I pinned it right on Seoul. We got Korea, we're good. What's your favorite ice cream? Oh boy, probably chocolate chip cookie dough, probably. I would probably say that's my favorite. Your life is goals. Enjoyable but good life. My life is goals? Well, thank you. I appreciate that. It's a busy life. I feel like not a whole lot of people would want it if they knew how busy it was. Very little free. I shouldn't say stuff that I don't want to do, but when you commit to making a certain amount of videos, like you commit to making a reaction a day, there's going to be a lot of days where you just don't feel like filming, or you don't feel like reacting or editing or putting stuff up on YouTube. There's going to be a lot of those days, but you kind of just do it anyway. And there's days where you love doing it. Most days are like that. Like, for instance, today, I was super tired the whole day. I don't know why. I've been getting pretty good sleep lately, but I've been pretty exhausted the whole day. It was probably because of yesterday. I stayed up super late. That'll do it. Never mind. Okay, so I know why I'm really tired. So I was really exhausted the whole day, and I was laying on this couch right after I got back from church, and I was thinking the only thing I want to do today is lay on this couch, watch Netflix, eat potato chips, and then go to bed. And I was thinking, I can't do that. Like, I got videos I need to edit. I've got an apartment that needs cleaning. I got laundry that needs doing. I got dishes that need cleaning. And I need to do a live stream tonight. You know, people are expecting that. And I just decided, all right, let's do it. So I got up. I wrote a list of all the things I needed to do. And I have really not had a time to take a break until just now when I sat down. So it's a lot. It's a lot to do when you're balancing living on your own and also working a full-time job as an engineer and being a full-time YouTuber, and then doing everything else, trying to have a social life, trying to still keep up with family and friends. And Josh, what do you do to keep you up and not bored in long car rides? I'll do Snapchat, which is probably the worst thing for me to do, but I do Snapchat a lot, and it keeps me awake, and it also keeps me focused. Like, I'll get highway hypnosis. I don't get enough sleep. Recently, I've been getting good sleep, but I typically don't get enough sleep. So if I take a long card ride, I'm like really at risk at falling asleep at the wheel. So I just start Snapchatting to keep myself awake. I'll listen to music too. Yeah, for sure. I have to go, but Josh, thank you for being a cute human and taking care of yourself. Korea loves you. Well, thank you so much, Lee. I appreciate that. That makes me feel great. But yeah, if you have to go to bed, then have a good evening, have a good night, and sleep well and sleep dreams. We'll see you in the next live stream, hopefully. Why am I not sleeping? Well, Infinity Bell, that's probably because this live stream is something that you're watching at the moment. And when you're staring at a computer screen, the certain reflections of the refresh rate in your brain, it keeps you awake. It's been studies done. If you look at your phone right before you go to bed, it's bad because your brain looks at a phone screen and thinks that you're going to be awake for the rest of the day. But yeah, Josh, what country do you want to travel to? Korea's one. That's going to be number one until I go there. And there's so many different ones I want to go to. I would say that Australia is definitely one I want to go to. I would love to do a Euro trip of a lot of different countries in Europe. Just start going around there. Do you wear lipstick because your lips are red? Well, no, I don't. I think they're just naturally a nice hue of coral pink. It's probably not coral. What color would that be? A salmon? No. It's just kind of like, It depends, too. It depends because I look different on this camera than I would in person. Just compare the way that I look here with my actual reactions. Because with my reactions, I'm using this camera. It's a very different camera than this webcam. And the lighting's different. Right now, it's my artificial lighting right now. See, it's like, boom, big, random, giant white light, as opposed to me doing reactions. A lot of the times I just use natural light. I'll just pretty much open up the shades and use the sun for my lighting, which will just make the entire scene look completely different. Lighting is key. It makes things look very, very different depending on how you use it. I have been blinded. I'm sorry. Josh, you excited for Blackpink TV? And will you watch it? I didn't know anything about it. What's Blackpink TV? What do you mean when you pin a country? Well, all I mean is that, bam, there was someone watching the live stream who is from said country, who is from this country. So if you say, yo, I'm from Brazil, I'm like, yo, hola, Brazil. And then I'll just, boom, put a pin on Brazil. That's it. So eventually, now that I've done this for a few live streams, there's like probably 200 pins on there. And it's really awesome looking. You should take a look at this. Hold up. Come with me. All right, so we're going to get up close to this. I don't know if you're going to be able to see it, but I don't know. Can you see it? I don't know if you can see the red pins. I can't pull it too far. But after a while, it looks pretty cool. There's just a lot of red pins, especially over by the U.S., because a lot of people are specifically from different parts of the U.S., and I'm very familiar with the U.S., so I can see all of that and be like, oh, yeah, you're from Idaho? Boom, pin Idaho. And after a while, it's just really cool to be able to see all the different places you all are from. It's just bizarre. It's mind-blowing. I watch it, and it's humbling, and it puts things in perspective, and it gives me a structure and a physical framework. I'm a very visual person, so it gives me like a visual reference point to like, these are people all over the world. And it's just, I think it's important for me to keep that in mind, keep an international mind frame. Yay, Los Angeles. Please don't drop us, okay? Nope, I didn't drop you guys. Florida. I'm from Puerto Rico, but I'm currently living in Florida. Well, I've gotten Puerto Rico and Florida both pinned. There's going to be places that I haven't pinned that you guys are from. So eventually I'm going to be doing more of that. Maybe not right now, but certainly the next live stream I'll probably take like 5-10 minutes and just start pinning those. Yeah, I'm terrible at geography. It might take me a while, and you might all have to wait, but that's something that'll just have to happen. I have Ontario, Canada on the map. At least I did. But yeah, you almost said my name, Idaho. But yeah. Josh, on your last live stream, and Scotland isn't pinned. I'm sad. Is Scotland not pinned? It should be pinned. I think it's pinned. Is it not pinned? I'm fairly confident. A lot of pins have fallen out. A lot of pins over the past few days have fallen out. Like, I'll just see them on the ground. The couch is there now, so now they'll fall on the couch. But yeah, I can pin it now if it's not there. Let's check. Let's make Scotland pinned. All right. Well, I gotta get pins first. That's important. You gotta have a pin to be able to pin a country. Here we go. Let's pin Scotland. Scotland should be right up here, right? Yeah. Boom. We got it. Yeah, there's a hole there. There's a hole there where it used to be. So there used to be a pin in Scotland, but it fell out. But we got it now. We're good. I just pinned Scotland, guys. The pin is going to hurt your butt. Yeah, if it fell on the couch and I sat on it, that would not feel good. That would suck. But yeah. So I'm trying to think. I don't want to spoil the fact that like this new video series is coming out with Akbar and I, but I kind of want to still tell you guys about it. I don't know how secretive we're keeping it. But you know what? I can tell you guys, we're close. I trust you guys. We're cool. I know none of you guys are going to leak it or anything online. So this is good. I can trust you guys. We've been live streaming together for months. We have a very close connection, except for like the connection I might have with Akbar. That might trump it, but that's it. Eventually I'm going to be spending more time with you guys than I will with Akbar. So I'm going to be telling you guys things that I don't even tell Akbar. That would be kind of bizarre if I actually got to that point where I was like, oh, you wouldn't believe what Akbar did. And I started like venting to you guys about Akbar. And then what if the same thing happened with him on his channel? He starts live streaming. So we're both venting about each other to you guys. And then you guys are like the awkward middleman where you're trying to like settle our domestic disputes. And you're like, listen. It's not about he's mad that you ate his potato chips. Is that you didn't put them back where you found them. Like, it's just common courtesy. Like, how funny would that be? Oh man, can you guys tell that I'm stalling on telling you guys this video idea? Okay, I'm actually going to tell you guys. So we decided that it would be fun to do a type of podcast style videos where we're both together in the same video, but we're in different locations, obviously. He's close to Philly, I'm close to New York. So we're going to do a sort of split screen podcast where we're talking about current things. We're talking about current topics in K-pop, stuff that would come out in the news. So, imagine just new things that would come up on All K-pop. Like, I have the All K-pop app, so I'll read some news articles in the morning or at night. So those are the kinds of things we wanted to talk about. And it would be mostly based off what it is that you guys would like to hear. Like, for instance, what's a good example? I did an opinion video on Minzy leaving 21. When that came out, that was a really big deal. So I decided to do an opinion video, just give my thoughts on it, like how I view it and how that whole situation is. And then that was my opinion video. The difference would be Akbar would be involved in that. So we would both be talking about that. So it's like if Akbar and I decided to do an opinion video together about Minzy and put that online. So it would really be current topics, whatever comes out new. So if you guys like hear something new in K-pop, like something really big happens or like some group disbands or something crazy, we'll be the ones to immediately start putting up a discussion video talking about it, just like a therapy session, just like this is what we think about it, this is how it's going on. And that's that. That's the idea. It's pretty simple actually, but I've always wanted to do that. Akbar's wanted to do that, so we decided that we should do it. Well, now I made everyone mad, or sad rather, about Minzy leaving. I didn't mean to bring that up. But yeah, people are just now joining the live stream. So I feel odd that I'm like all the way into a topic and people are like, wait, what is he saying? What's going on? That would be a good idea. I feel like I could hear you guys for hours. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I love talking to, like, we do that anyway. Like, when I was on the phone with Akbar earlier today, we just randomly started, like, talking about topics and, like, what do you think about this and that and the other thing? And we're just, like, giving our opinions on it. And I was like, why don't we just do this, but move it online? We already do that anyway, Akbar. Why don't we just start filming it? And he was like, let's do it. So we're doing it, basically, is what we're trying to say. So I'm looking forward to it. All K-pop isn't completely BS, but it's usually articles to cause fan wars. That's true. I think All K-pop has a lot of facts, but they also have a lot of opinion articles that really angle it in a way to get people raging and talking about it and starting World War III in the comment section, which is not exactly what Akbar and I are trying to do. We would just give our thoughts on it, but and I guess automatically it might do some of that. It's the Philippines pinned. It is. Sumpai. Soompi, Soompi, is much better than all K-pop. I've heard that. I heard they more stick to the facts, and then K-pop, all K-pop is more tabloid-like. They're more clickbait. They're more trying to get people to start fan wars in the comments, those types of things. What non-K-pop musicians are you into? Good question. Recently, I've been listening to Alina Baraz. She does a lot of collabs with other artists. She has a beautiful voice, and she has the most soothing music. So I'll just listen to that when I get home from work, and it just like puts me in relax mode and gets me out of work mode. But yeah, I don't listen to a ton of music just in general. But yeah, I'm a little odd in my music. Whereas when I find a really good song or a really good couple of songs, I'll just listen to those two songs for weeks. Yeah, like when Blackpink came out with Boombayah and Whistle, I listened to just those two songs for like a couple weeks. It was only until this week where I decided to like switch over to another two songs. But you're like, how can you listen to just two songs for 2 weeks? It's because I don't really listen to a lot of music, so I might listen to like it once in the beginning of the day and maybe once at the end of the day, mostly while I'm in my car. Like when I'm going to work, which is like 3 minutes away, so it's in time to make one song happen. I'll listen to it once while I'm going to work, once when I'm coming home, and then I've gotten my my music for the day. I got my full. Some people need to listen to a lot more music all the time. I just have my bladder, my stomach for K-pop is very, very, very tiny, or just music in general. I just need a few songs, and then I feel like I've gotten my fill for the day in terms of music. But yeah, it's different. It's different with TV shows, for example. Like if I start Netflixing at night, when the episode's over, I like immediately need to watch the next episode. But maybe that's a little bit different. Von Vaan, Von Happiness says, "Do you have a girlfriend, Josh?" Nope. No, I do not. Now I'm 50 Shades of Single. So I'm very, very much not. I haven't had a girlfriend for over a year now, I think. Over a year now. Not by choice. I just haven't met someone to date yet. I haven't met the right person. Definitely not opposed to dating. It just hasn't happened yet. I'm pretty picky, though. I know what I want, I think, is one of the big things. I know what I'm looking for. I know what I want. And eventually, when that happens, it happens. But you definitely think about it more and more. As you get older, you start thinking about more and more. Especially, you're in your 20s. You start having all these friends that are all getting married. You're getting invited to weddings. So, Naomi says, "Josh, yes you do. Ween is your girlfriend." I stand corrected. Apparently Ween, which is over here, is my girlfriend, which is also over there, which is what I was pointing to, and then I realized she wasn't even in shot. There she is. She's back, guys. Baby got back, I'll tell you what. Let's see here. If he has a girlfriend, he may use those making video times to date. Let's see here. I love being single, to be honest. To be frank, says Jody. It's a different dynamic. It's a completely different life, being single than being in a relationship. It's completely different. You have pros and cons of each side. I would love being in a relationship. I loved when I was in a relationship, and I also love when I was single. I love both. If I had a preference, I'd rather be in a relationship. I think that's something that I prefer to be in. Everyone's different, though. Some people prefer being single, like her, but not me. Not me. I'm fine in my singleness. I'm not like crying myself to sleep every night. Every other night, yes, but not every night. But definitely fine. Me too. Single is the life. It's just a different opinion. I think early on in life, it's definitely much, much better to be single. For sure. Then you get older and older and older, and it gets to the point where you're like, I don't know, it becomes a thing. It becomes a thing where people start thinking about it even more. There's a lot of exterior forces on you too. You got like the opinions of your friends and your family, especially family. Family will be like, all right, so when are you getting married? Especially in different cultures are different too. Like I have a lot of Indian friends here, so they'll all tell me about like, oh, my family's constantly asking me when I'm getting married, blah 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 blah, or like they want to arrange this marriage or whatever, and it's just different. It's different. I don't necessarily have that pressure, but there's definitely questions that are asked every time that I'm near family. So you still get that kind of pressure, I guess, just like a toned down version of it. there's expectations. It's just expectations is what it comes down to. I prefer singledom. Kids are grown. K-pop mom says when you have the kids grown, that's what's up. They're off doing their thing. They're self-sufficient. I wonder how my mom feels now, because now she just has my younger sister at the house and everyone else is grown and out. Do you get empty nest syndrome? Like, I feel like I would if I was a mom and I had 5 kids. Like, I would just be constantly in mom mode, and then when they're all gone, I would be like, no, my children. And then I would be visiting them all the time or something. I don't know. I'd be that mom that's constantly like, I'd show up at my kid's house and be like, I got you some lettuce, and I know you don't like this type of spinach, but I got it for you because it's healthy. And he's like, Mom, I'm 45. You can't keep doing this. I would be that mom to show up and give my kids spinach, I think. Sexy, free, and single, I'm ready to bingo, says Naomi. Well, that's a pretty great one-liner. I appreciate that. People think I'm weird never having a relationship, but I just haven't met the right person. I agree with that completely. 100%. Yeah. I would say this. I'm not like... It's not that I would rather be in a relationship. I'd rather meet the person that I'm supposed to be with, because I kind of get tired of relationships. Like, I get tired of dating in general. Dating, that whole period of, are you really the one that I want to be serious with? That's what dating is, and most people figure that out pretty soon after meeting someone. It shouldn't take a whole lot of time. Like, you're not going to find anything out in that 3rd year of dating that you didn't figure out in that 2nd year of dating that person. That's why I think these long engagements are just ridiculous. Like, who are you fooling? Are you waiting for something? Are you, like, what's going on here? If you can't figure it out in this period of time, you probably shouldn't get married, if I'm going to be completely honest. But it's not that I don't want to be single or that I want to be in a relationship. I just want to meet the person that I'm supposed to be with and just get all of that other stuff out of the way, all those failed relationships or dating people that you realize aren't really for you. It's all just awkward stuff, but you kind of got to get through it. But yeah, we could talk about relationships all night. Oh man, Brian, my friend Brian, who you guys have seen, he's been dating his girlfriend for 10 years now. They've been dating since middle school. And they just got engaged recently, and next year they're getting married. And I was like, dude, you are like the king of you have dated too long. You should have gotten married like a long time ago. But I don't blame him. If you're that young and you're still in college, it's tough to be like thinking about marriage before you even have a career to support a family. So it's not completely unrealistic. He just started dating really early is why he has such a long track record now. It is cute though. It is a cute relationship. I could tell you guys stories about that, like adorable stories, but I won't. I don't want to embarrass Brian at all. Next time I have Brian here on the stream, I'll embarrass him in person. I just can't embarrass him when he's not here with like hilariously story. Because then if I do, he could tell you just as many embarrassing stories about me. I mean, he was right in it with my very first relationship to my very most recent relationship. He knows all about them. But yeah. Some people like just don't want to get married though. I don't want to get married, so I'd be happy just dating forever. If that's what you want, essentially dating forever is a way of saying I just want to have fun and have someone to have fun with, but I want zero commitment. I want zero, responsibility, which is kind of an immature thing, I think. Yeah, if you're just running from responsibility, that's kind of what kids do. But, that's why I said you could be a 40-year-old child if you're just running from responsibility. I don't have a problem with responsibility. I never have. But I would say this. Some people think that, settling down and having kids, that's like you're signing your freedom away. Well, if freedom to you is being able to, stay up as late as you want and go out and club and all that, then great. For me, freedom is being able to, like, enjoy all those moments and with my wife and our kids, having all those moments together. From people, I like talking to older people and asking them about, how they would advise themselves when they were younger. What would they tell themselves when they were younger? Like, what's their secret to a happy life? And, a lot of people have similar things, but I hear a lot of the same where it's having kids is like the spice of life. That's what really gives a lot of flavor and a lot of dimensions and a lot of real enjoyment in this quick little blip in this cosmos we call life is having kids. But yeah, I can't imagine a life without having like a family, without having kids. Just think like, why? You just were a blip and you didn't really do. You just kind of like died out. Maybe you had a lot of fun. Maybe you did a lot of things, but I don't know. I think having kids, having a legacy is you know, that's the end goal there. I don't know. I'm just rambling right now. I haven't really talked about this a lot, so I don't have these thoughts very developed. It's just my opinion. How many kids do I want to have? I think I would have probably between 3 and 5. Yeah, I mean, I kind of want to have 3 kids. I think 3 is a good number. It just really depends on what ends up happening, what she wants. Well, obviously, we would have those conversations together. But yeah, I mean, people might think that's a lot of kids. It really depends on what you're used to, what you're born into. When I hear people say 1 or 2, typically they were in a family of 1 or 2. When they say 3, 4, 5, they were typically in a family of 3, 4, or 5. That's their norm. That's sort of their base. But yeah, a lot of people are like, that's an insane amount of kids. But then, you know, it really depends on what you were used to. New channel, relationship advice by Josh. You probably don't want to ask me for relationship advice. I have not had super great relationships. And I don't say that to like insult anyone that I was with. I just say that to say, well, what am I saying, Josh? What are you saying in that? I guess I'm just saying that since I'm still single and I've had relationships, they obviously didn't proceed forward. There were issues. So, well, that's good though, you know, to be able to get experience in a relationship and understand how to communicate better, and you know, maybe, and you know, that was preparing you for the relationship you were supposed to have in the future. I don't know. But yeah, it does get pretty tiring just dating people and going through that same process of, oh, you know, I think this could work out, and then you're realizing all those red flags and you're like, oh, that's not good. But now it's already months into the relationship, so it's tough to just, you know, completely pull out of the relationship because you saw one red flag. But then the red flag was just probably a tip of the iceberg, and then it's tough because then you've got commitment at that point. It's not like you just went on a first date. We send out a little representative, you know what I mean? I don't know how you guys feel about that, but I think in dating, in general, we send out our representative. We send out whoever we want to be. You know, right now, imagine the person you have a crush on, your crush. You know, someone that you know, someone at school, someone at work, just your crush. If your crush asked you out tomorrow and you went out on a date with them to this nice restaurant or whatever, how would you act? We kind of would want to put out our best self. We want to like be as nice as we can, be as funny as we could, be as, you know, we'd want to be the best version of ourselves. We wouldn't, you know, we would act differently than we would if your best friend just called you and said, hey, let's have a sleepover. You would act differently at that sleepover most likely than you would if your crush asked you out on a date. So I look at those two things and I think the best time to decide if you want to date someone is when you get to the point where you're going out on dates as if you're acting the same on that date as you would with your best friend at a sleepover. Then at that point you have a good idea of what you're dealing with. But yeah, so at that point, once you actually know what you're dealing with, months could have gone by when you're finally comfortable in the relationship and you're seeing those not so great sides of your significant other, and they're seeing those not so great sides of yourself. And then you're like, okay, now I have a better idea of who you are. Yeah, you can be funny, you can be charming and cute, but you know, you get pretty irritable when you're hangry, when you get really hungry, you get angry, we call it hangry. You know, you can get a little bit selfish sometimes, or you have problems communicating when you want to do something different, or you know, you see all these different sides that you don't like. At that point, you got to decide whether or not you want to be pursuing the relationship even further, but at that point you're already into the relationship, so it's weird to just like bail. So it's tough. Can we talk about fun stuff now? Stuff just got serious here. Sure. What do you want to talk about? Literally put down any topic, we'll just start talking about it. I don't mean to go on a rant. It's just a tough thing. You know, we don't live in a perfect world. I've noticed some people in their live streams, they don't really monologue or rant or say things like I do. They typically will just chill. I've seen one guy where 99% of the time he just was quiet reading the comments. It was more so he was like hosting a comment section. I thought that was a really interesting way to do it. Hamsters, talk about relationships, cats, chewing gum. Chewing gum's a good one. What's the number one characteristic you look for in picking a chewing gum that you like? For me, it's flavor sustainability. I don't know what it is for you. It could be all kinds of things. Are you going to tell your kids about K-pop too? Make reactions with your kids? You know, it's funny you should say that because I had the most random thought today of one day when I have a family, will I continue doing K-pop reactions? And I couldn't think of a reason why I wouldn't, but then I would be like, well, what if I'm doing a reaction and my like kid runs into the room? Do I just like pick them up and we react together, or like what would I do? And I was just like, why am I thinking about this? I'm in the middle of church right now. I need to be paying attention to what the pastor's saying. So it was such a bizarre moment. My brain goes in a million different directions, and there's really no rhyme or reason. I'll just start thinking about things. I have attention problems for sure. Did something funny happen to you this week? Lots of funny things happened, but mostly they were just funny to me. They're not funny to anyone else. Like, I'll give you an example. I was in a meeting the other day, and they were talking about this way this particular part was functioning, and that it was having issues in the way that it was manufactured. It was a very technical conversation talking about tolerances and material builds and all these specifications, and I'm there trying not to giggle because they keep on saying, well, the butt of the part doesn't fit with the tip of the part, and you put the tit and then the butt, and the tip and the butt go together, but there's too much friction, so we have a lot of problems with the butt and the tip. And they keep saying butt and tip, and then the one part is called the tit of the part, like T-I-T, and I have no idea why it's called the tit. So they're talking about butt, tits, and tips, and they're talking about the way they fit together, and they're asking me my opinion on the way that the tit fits in the butt, and I'm losing my mind trying to be like, this is not funny. You are an engineer, Josh. You need to be serious right now. And they're like, well, the way this fits, it's an interference fit. You know, there's a lot of friction when the tit fits into the butt. And I was like, this cannot be happening. I was like, can I leave? Can I just walk out and go to the bathroom? Like, is that okay? I guess it's probably better than bursting out laughing in the middle of this conversation when literally the head of quality is over there, the vice president is across the room. I can't do this right now. I'm like, you went to Penn State, you got a degree, you're with a lot of people older than you, you're the only one that doesn't have gray hair in this room, you will figure out a way to get your shit together. So I'm just like there, just, if anyone saw me, they would probably have gotten concerned that I just went into a dark place. I'm kind of like going like this because I am just seconds away from dying laughing about this tits and butt situation. I couldn't. You can't talk about tits and butts like that. You just can't. Like, how are they not cracking up? Do you just get to the point where you get old enough that you can talk about these things and you're just laughing on the inside? I don't know. I don't know how they did it. I don't know. So I did giggle a few times under my breath, but no one noticed that I thought. I don't think anyone noticed. I just stayed really quiet, and I kind of just like became my own shell of emotion. It's the only way I could make it happen. Josh, read my comment. Done been read. Do you watch K-dramas? Nope, but I want to. But I know it's not going to happen soon because I just don't have enough free time. I barely have enough free time. I don't have time for my shows. I've never been at that point in my life where I don't even have time for my shows. It's annoying. But I actually did scale back a little bit. I'm leery of even telling people that because I don't want people to freak out and be like, oh, you're scaling back? Are you never doing reactions again? Are you only going to do them once a week? No, what do you call it? I just scaled back a tiny bit where I won't necessarily do one every single day if something doesn't come out. Like, after my 1 year anniversary, I was gone for like 4 days. I don't know if you guys noticed that, but I was gone for 4 days off of YouTube, and that was the weirdest feeling to me. I actually got super affected by that, more than I thought I would. I was actually kind of crying to Akbar about that without the tears, just kind of like one bro to another. I was kind of confiding in him, telling him how after 4 days of not making a video, I kind of felt like I wasn't part of YouTube anymore. Like, I felt like I know I'm going from a very funny topic to a very serious topic, but this is just the way my brain's working right now. I was telling him how I felt like I was out of the game. I didn't feel like I was a reactor anymore. Like being gone for half of a week, I felt like, I don't know. I saw the subscribers dip, I saw the view count drop, I saw everything dropping, and I was like, wow, if I just stopped for, a month, there'd really be no more channel growth. It would just kind of like be coasting where it's at. And I don't know, it was kind of weird to see that. I felt like, I don't know, I just felt like I lost it when I wasn't there and for 4 days. I felt like, I don't know, it's weird. It's weird. So, obviously I'm back now. I just don't want to go that long again without making a video. It just felt very strange to me. And I think it was because I spent a year building a mindset of, I have to do this every day, I have to do this every day. So when I didn't, I just felt like I wasn't even a part of YouTube anymore. So yeah, it's almost like you're dating someone and you're talking every day and you stay up late at night talking to them, and then maybe they go on vacation with their family, or maybe they go do something and you go 4 days without even speaking to them. It feels odd. You're just like, wow, I just completely lost that connection. I don't know, it was weird. It was weird. Ken GT says, we're still here, dude. I appreciate that. Naomi says, Josh, I'll be honest, I sometimes forget to watch your videos. I'm sorry. Well, okay, that's fine. That's good. I think that's the way I need to be viewing it. That, if I decide to go a few days without watching it, a lot of people aren't even going to notice because they didn't even check. So, I don't know. It's almost like a relationship. I think that was a nice way to put it. It's almost like a relationship you have. I don't know. Gotta have communication to make a healthy relationship. I know there's a lot of YouTubers out there, and I'm not bashing them right now, but I know there's a lot of YouTubers that don't talk to their fans. They just don't. They don't talk to them on Twitter, Snapchat, whatever. They just don't. Like occasionally, once a week or once a month, they might reply to one of the comments when they feel like it. And that's certainly their prerogative. They can do that if they want. There's nothing wrong with that. But for me, it's always been about like talking to you guys. It's been about the communication. I read every comment that you guys put, and I like reply to a lot. Like I respond to every single message on Snapchat. I just love doing it because I view you guys like my friends, So because a lot of you guys are, and you guys will tell me when I did something that you didn't like. You guys will tell me and praise whenever I do something that you do, and I feel like it's the same way with any healthy relationship. And there's, I don't know, communication here. And I like the communication. I appreciate the communication. I don't want the communication to go away. I wouldn't know what to do if the communication wasn't here. That's kind of why I do these live streams. It's like the best option to be able to somehow communicate with as many of you as possible from all over the world, even though we're all in different locations, to be able to still talk to you guys and have great conversation and answer your questions and ask you guys questions. What if I sent you a creepy video? Would you still respond, Josh? Yeah, I would, especially when you send a creepy video. That's especially when I'll respond. Can you do a British accent? Yeah, but not well at all. Not well at all. And I don't want to offend anyone from Britain, so I'll refrain from doing that. Mama Moo's subunit, finally. Wait, Mama Moo has a subunit? What? What is that about? That's insane. Yeah, best stream ever. Josh is so honest. Well, I appreciate that. I don't necessarily just tell you guys my deepest, darkest secrets, but we get pretty close. I just tell you guys whatever. I've noticed that. I'll see some people who might be a little reserved, and like that's fine. Everyone has a reason for the way they were. I was very reserved in JAJ, but eventually I realized I can be myself, and most people just respect that. Most people, appreciate that. Most people like that, even if they don't like who I am when I'm just being myself. Most people will just respect that. So I decided just to go all out and just be comfortable. It didn't happen overnight, but it was a process, and I'm glad that I ended up where I'm at. Kenji says, Josh, I sent you a funny snap. Please watch it. I will. The second this live stream is over. I can make you guys stay, and I'll just read all the messages and snaps that you guys give me. But then that might not be fair to someone who wanted to say something privately. Make it all public. Josh, it's dab for rappers and angel line for singers for Mama Moo. I have no idea what that meant. I'm going to be 100% honest. I want to see you dancing. What's next? Do it. Also cute. Mamamoo subunit. I didn't know that there was a Mamamoo subunit. I mean, it's already just like the 4 of them, right? Is it just going to be a subunit with 2? Would it be just like a Mamamoo duo? What if I send you an hour of snaps of my cat? Well, I will really get to know your cat pretty well. That's what will happen. I love Comfortable Josh. Well, I love that you love Comfortable Josh. Like the other day, I wanted to live stream so bad, and I was so exhausted, but I genuinely did want to film reactions still at least. So I decided to just go ahead and get my camera. And did you guys see the tired reaction videos I put up recently? That was 100% just me being exhausted. And I thought people would get mad that I was doing a reaction when I was laying down, like that I was being lazy or something. But that's all I could bring myself to do with how exhausted I was. And people didn't seem to be mad. People seemed to like actually think it was funny or like actually enjoy it. So I was like, sweet, this is awesome. That means that anytime I'm tired but I still want to react, I can just lay on my couch and do reactions. And it was just like, oh, it's like an amazing moment where I was like, that's great. I can actually do this now. I'm not going to do it every time because I'm not always tired. LOL, Sleepy Josh is funny Josh. Exactly. Like, I just get silly. I need to be careful, though, because, like, I try to have a filter, because I understand that there's a lot of different age groups and a lot of different people watching. Generally, I'm pretty filtered in general, but, when I get tired, Josh, I'll just be saying things, and I got to be careful. I mean, it would never get too bad, but... yeah. Love your singing voice. You're probably talking to someone else in the comments, right? Because I couldn't carry a tune in a bucket with the lid on, personally. Joshy Shoe? Joshy Shoe? Like Joshy Shoe? Or Joshy Poo? I don't know. What does Joshy Shoe mean? I still don't know how you don't get double chins in your tired reactions. Well, it's probably because I'm a string bean. I'm just skin and bones, Well, not like entirely, but I'm getting there. It's tough. I've tried to gain weight. I couldn't. It was very difficult for me to gain weight because my metabolism is so high. Oh, I'm falling. Let me get back up here. But yeah, I think the only way I could gain weight is if I'm eating maybe 3 or 4 times what I'm eating now. Like eat maybe 5 or 6 meals a day and just work out a ton. Just start weightlifting, which I'm planning on starting to do. It just hasn't been able to fit in. No, Josh, you have a beautiful singing voice. You should join your worship team. Me? Join my worship team? What? I could. What? How do you know I have a good singing voice? I never sing, at least not often, unless it was real quick or something. Vote John 2016, says John Binder. I'd vote for you. I'd vote for you over Trump. I would. I'd vote for you definitely over Hillary. So yeah, I wonder the age range of your subscribers. Well, I have that info. I have that info in my analytics. The largest subscriber age range for me, I think around 30 or 40% of my subscribers are between 18 and 24. And the next biggest demographic is a little bit older than that. And third biggest is a little bit under that. But then you got to ask, who actually is being honest when they're saying how old they are. So who knows? Who knows? Totally would vote for you. Glad you read it. I'd vote for John. John would be a good president. Yeah. Yeah, he's got a lot of the same worldviews and opinions as me. He's got a lot of the same background, but he has more of an economics and business standpoint. He got his business and economics degree, so he'd be able to actually run a country better than me. I'd vote for John. I'd vote for John to be president. It's a tough job. I would be a little conflicted because that would be one of the most stressful times in my brother's life, anyone's life, being president. In fact, if you look at any of the presidents in U.S. history, before they became president and then right after their presidency, they look like they aged about 15 years, even though they only aged about 4 or 8 sometimes if they had a double term. So you just get so stressed out and so overworked as president, you just look like a different person afterwards. It's pretty crazy. So... you might wish that on someone, you might not, depending on how you look at it. I read somewhere that when skinny people don't gain, that's funny. Yeah, double chin. No, I weigh 150 pounds, and I'm 5'11". So just to give you an idea of how skinnier I am. So how old are you, Josh? I'm 24. I'm 24 years old. I just turned 24 back June 30th. So yeah, how tall are you? 5'11". Yep. 5'11 and a half though. Yeah, that half an inch is important. But yeah, I like it. No one has asked a question yet. So since I answered the last one, so now I'm just sort of waiting. And it's that moment where you're just like, all right, what's next? But yeah. I'm majoring in public relations, and I don't know if that's what I want to do with my life, but it's the only thing I seriously excel in. What should I do? Well, what you need to do, NATS 560, what you need to do is stick in that path until you have a different viable option that you can do another thing in. Like, for instance, I was excelling in, a technical / creative role where you're able to, design things but also have a technical background, like engineering. I was an engineer in college, and I never really liked it. I didn't have a passion for it, but I stayed in it because I was thinking, until I have a different option where I'm like, that's something else I could do that could be a good path instead of engineering. Until I had something like that, I decided it would be best to stay in the role that I'm in now. It's like a responsibility of sorts. You owe it to yourself to stay where you're currently at in the path that you're on until you have another viable option. But yeah. It's like you shouldn't quit your job unless you have another job that's better lined up. Are you an awkward person? Depends. I guess it depends on, the circumstance or where we're meeting or what the situation is. I think in general, probably not. I can be, for sure. For instance, during my 1-year anniversary live stream, I had a bunch of you guys come on, and I was a little awkward there because I don't normally have people joining the live stream. And you guys were saying, "Oh, I feel like I'm so awkward." What's the funniest thing that ever happened to you, Emily? But you guys weren't that awkward. You actually were really great. But I was awkward really bad when I had Dre answer the live stream. When JRE was live streaming with me. That was so not the plan. JRE it just happened to live stream with him. So it was kind of out of nowhere. And I was like, oh my goodness, this is JRE, who's the top K-pop reactor. Now he's on my live stream. What do I do? So it was tough. There's some awkward moments where I'm trying to try to not freak out and just be myself. But you get used to it and then you get better at it. And I feel like if I were to do live streams like that again, it would be a lot less awkward. But I would do a meetup. I think it'd be fun to do a meetup. Yeah. Do a meetup in New York City or something sometime. I just don't know if anyone would ever go there. Would it be just me or would it just be me and one other person? KCON is perfect because KCON, there's going to be a lot of people there that know you. So it keeps it less awkward. There's a bunch of people there. Mel says, yes, you are, babe. You're still a mod on the computer. Well, she's answering to someone else. What's up, Mel, by the way? Melanie just entered the live stream. I love that stream, says Jesse. Well, I'm glad you liked it, Jesse. I love to see your dimples. Well, thank you, Jenny. You said dimples, plural, because you know that I actually have dimples on both sides. But most of the time, I'm angled in a certain way. It looks like I just have one dimple. One dimple. One dimple Josh is what they called me in middle school. It's not true, but it's funny. I also think I saw John Binder in this chat. Is that legit? Yeah, Melanie. John is in this chat. Have you talked to JRE after the stream? I don't know. I think I sent him a message just being like, hey, I enjoyed the live stream. I just sent him a Twitter message. I don't know if he got back. But yeah. I would stream with the guy again. He's a cool dude. It's different because everyone's different with their on-screen personality than they are in person generally. Because if you're just reacting by yourself, you're in the comfort of your own room, and if you're surrounded by 30 people you don't know, you kind of clam up a little bit. But people are different depending on when they're streaming or when they're not, or when they're in person, or when they're in their workplace, or when they're around their family, or when they're with their best friend. People just act a little bit differently depending on how their comfort level is with that person or whatever. I don't know. Like, I was probably a little awkward at KCON because it was like my first time, and there was like a bunch of people coming up who I did not even think a single person would come up. I thought like someone might recognize me, but I didn't know if anyone would come up and say hi, but they did, which was awesome, and it made KCON so great. A bunch of people came up and said hi. It's a lot of fun. How do you conquer fears, Josh? I think full immersion is just the way to do it. Like, I remember I was terrified of the dark growing up, like really terrified of the dark. And then one day, it was like freshman year of high school, or maybe a little before that. It was probably before that, because I remember being really young, maybe like 12, 13. I was looking out my bedroom window, and I saw that it was pitch black outside, pitch black. And even though it was pitch black, there was still, like clouds and the moon. So if you waited a while, your eyes would adjust. And I saw the wood line. I saw the forest right in my backyard, where all the trees were, and it was just like all woods, just forest. And I was thinking that would be terrifying right now, to be at like 3 a.m., be in the middle of those woods in pitch darkness in the middle of the night. That would be terrifying. And I started getting full of like fear and anxiety, just like I normally do when I think about just being in the dark. I normally have a nightlight in my room growing up. And I was thinking, I don't want to be scared of the dark anymore. And I had enough intellect at that age to be like, there's no reason for me to really be afraid of the dark. It's more of just like a mental thing. So I don't know what possessed me to do it, but I decided I'm going to go right out in the woods. So I did. I went downstairs. I went out in the back. I unlocked the door, and I walked straight into the woods. And I just stood there for a while. I didn't know what to do. I was stricken there. I was like stiff like a board. And I was just there in the middle of the woods, just sitting there or just standing there. And I was terrified. And I just stood there. And after a while, I started thinking about it more, and I realized there's nothing out here to be scared of. There isn't. There's probably like a squirrel jumping around somewhere who's more scared of me than I am of it. And there's probably like a bird that's trying to sleep, and I just woke up the bird. So now I'm the a-hole. That's as bad as it could get. I'm an a-hole to some blue jay. It just woke up his family. And I realized from that full immersion that if that's as bad as it gets, being in the middle of creepy woods in the middle of the night, and you can deal with that, you don't have any problem anymore. You're not scared of being a little bit dark in your room, or it being dark in your basement. That's your room. That's your territory. And after that, I wasn't scared of the dark anymore. Immediately it went away. And so that was a pretty insane experience. That makes me look like a badass. I'm not. That was just a weird moment in Josh's life. But that's how I would love to encounter a lot of my fears. I don't do that with all of my fears. If there's a fear of getting rejected, like talking to a girl you don't know. There's a cute girl, over there, and you're at a Starbucks. I can't just get up, walk over, and talk to that girl. It's terrifying to do that. What would you say? You might be able to come up with something, but what if she just turns you down, and it's now you feel like the most awkward creeper in the world? So I'll still have fears like that, where I haven't just done a full immersion to overcome that. I have sometimes, once or twice, walked up and talked to a girl before, but most of the time I would just not. So it's just different. Josh, the woods is a perfect opportunity for a serial killer to get you. If a serial killer wanted to get me, he would get me. He just would. He just would. And then we would have this epic moment where we would battle, and I would look at him and I'd be like, it's time. And then we would just go and battle to the death. If a serial killer wanted to kill me, he wouldn't be waiting for me to go into the woods, because that's not really a possibility a lot of the times, because people don't typically do that. That's very abnormal behavior. Imagine you're a serial killer, you want to kill Timmy. Timmy, is probably just going to do what Timmy does. So the best time to kill Timmy is in the daytime when he wanders out to get the mail. That's when you want to kill Timmy. You're not going to be all right, well, Timmy's probably going to have this weird moment at 3 a.m. where he decides to wander in the woods to conquer his fear of the dark, so I'm going to get him then. It just wouldn't happen. It's weird that I'm thinking that logically, but that's kind of the way I've always been growing up. So that's kind of how it goes. Snapping Fingers becomes kind of an icon for his videos. Somehow it's cute. Well, thank you. Appreciate that. I live near the woods. OMG, stop. Okay. I feel bad for making you fear woods, but there's nothing to fear about the woods. We all know who hides in the woods. Shia LaBeouf. It's true. It's true because I just read it on the internet, so it means it's true. What can I do to improve my studies? I would say remove all distractions. and set deadlines for yourself. For me, deadlines are so important. And I think for the human psyche, it's important. Because my brother John was telling me this about psychology, and it's true 100%. We take up the amount of time that we allow ourselves for a given task. Let's say you have a paper to write, or a quiz to study for, or a lab to do, and you have an entire Sunday before it's due on Monday. You might take up that whole Sunday kind of doing a little bit here, then getting distracted, doing a little more there, and you might end up getting Sunday night and you're just finishing it. But if you had 1 hour to do that paper, or 1 hour to do that lab report, or study for that quiz, you would immediately get all your stuff. You'd be studying so quickly, you'd be running through chapters at a time within an hour. You know how much you would get done in that hour? So it's completely different. We take up the amount of time that we allow ourselves. So the best thing to do is, if you have a Saturday to do, like you have an entire Saturday to study for a test, the best thing to do is allow yourself 1 hour to study, and that's it. And when you're done with that hour, you're not allowed to study anymore. So it's ultimately like you have 1 hour and that's it. And so you end up studying a lot quicker. You set an alarm for yourself. I set alarms for myself all the time. I set alarms for myself today. I actually set alarms for myself every single time I edit a video, because if I don't, it might take me 30, 40, 50 minutes to edit a video. Just to edit one reaction, it might take me an hour. Just because I'm going slow, I'm kind of not in a rush, and I'll just start doing all these different things, or trying different filters or something like that. And it's not really all that great. It's not adding value. But if I set myself 7 minutes, typically I'll set a 7-minute timer for my videos to edit them. I'll be rushing, I'll be going as fast as I can, and I still get a really good video down. And I might even not make it in time. The alarm might go off and I'm at the very end of editing it. And I'm like, all right, I'll give myself 3 more minutes. And then I'm usually able to do it in those 3 minutes. So it took me 10 minutes to edit it. I have a great video. And if I didn't set timers, it would have taken me more like 30 minutes or 40 minutes. So I set timers for myself all the time. It's like a psychology thing. To answer your question. Sorry, I went on kind of a rant there. Please say hi to Bolivia. Hi, Bolivia. Let's see here. Josh, say cheese. Oh, I guess I did. I'm at work trying to watch the live stream. Well, Raven Hakari, I hope that you're able to get away with that. Don't get caught. Finally, I'm able to watch your live stream. I'm glad you were able to watch the live stream. Welcome. What brought you into K-pop? Good question. I just burped, sorry. What brought me into K-pop? An Asian roommate. I had a roommate straight from Vietnam, and by straight from Vietnam, I don't think he was born in Vietnam, but he was Vietnam, so I call him straight from Vietnam. He calls me straight from England, because that's where my ancestors are, I guess. Yeah, Czechoslovakian. I have Irish. I don't have any Italian in me, but I've got Irish, Czechoslovakian, German. I think some French too, unfortunately. I say unfortunately just because of the way French are known in battle. Running away when things get a little scary. What, my tripod's falling. Here we go. But react to newest Love Paint. I have it on my list. It's right here. I have newest Love Paint, Born to Be Wild by Triple T. I think that's on SM Station, right? They look pretty good. And a couple other ones here. It's tough, because if you only have, a certain amount of free time, you can only pick 1 or 2 videos to react to. I'd love to react to the whole list. I just don't have time for it. So typically, I end up just reacting to something I know most people want to see, like the most popular thing. Akbar said Born to Be Wild is lit. Yeah, so I might end up reacting to Born to Be Wild, because I've gotten a lot of requests for that. And ultimately, the most popular stuff out there, like SM, YG, JYP, the 3 biggest entertainment companies in K-pop, those typically are the ones I'll react to more frequently than others. People might think, oh, he's just reacting to popular stuff. Well, I'm reacting to the most requested stuff. Oh, there was a fly. Here we go. A notebook to record. That's sweet. Yeah, I have a notebook for everything. I have notebooks for my projects at work. Like, I just went to, Staples. I went to Staples and I got a notebook just for a project at work. It's really important to keep organization for me. I feel like my brain is so all over the place and just like in so many different directions. I need to create structure for myself. That's a lot of, anyone that struggles with ADD or ADHD, they've got a lot of loose ends in their brain. Their brain goes in so many different directions. They got to create artificial structure for themselves to be able to excel more. And ADD, ADHD is viewed as more of it's viewed as a as a handicap. It's viewed as a negative thing. It's viewed as something that, oh, you have ADD, I'm sorry to hear that. But it's not at all that way. In fact, people who have ADD, ADHD can actually focus more in a lot of cases than other people. They hyper-focus. And just imagine, any of you guys who have ADD, ADHD, you might notice sometimes I'm able to really focus on a task. Like if I'm reading a book that I'm really interested in, or I'm playing video games, or I'm talking to my friend on the phone, there are times when you're able to really focus, and they're calling it hyper-focusing. And it's a skill most people don't have. So if you're able to learn skills and you're able to create structure to make yourself focus on something that you're not interested in, like school, you're able to hyper-focus on school even more than the average person. So you can use it to your advantage. It's tough, but you can. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's more interesting hanging out with ADD people. It's more like energetic and lively, and people are jumping all over the place. And like, oh, there goes Tom jumping off the waterfall. No big deal. He just got distracted. It's cool. Like Rob has such ADD, and I have such ADD. Like that when we hang out, we'll just like one moment we're eating tacos, and then the next moment we're like just riding go-karts, and we're like, why did we do this? It's like, oh, we saw a Groupon online, and I'm like running into him, and he's like, oh, it was a good deal, right? And I was like, yeah, 2 for 1, and we're like running into each other, and the next moment we're like doing something completely different. We both get so distracted together, it's ridiculous. Rob and I are like the worst enablers of each other because we just get ideas and none of us will say no or shoot them down, so we end up just doing everything. It's hilarious. It's really hilarious. Naomi says, hey Josh, can I ask you a question? Yes, you can. Hold up, the chat went away. I need to, and it's back. Good. Did you watch Suicide Squad? No, I have not. I only heard from a couple people so far, but people have said that it's not good, but I still want to watch it. Gabrielle says, you are so interesting, guys. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. You guys are interesting. These questions are good. Your points are good. How long are you going to continue the live stream for? I don't really want to go to sleep. I feel bad because I do have to go at 10 o'clock. I have to do something with Akbar. We're filming the very first of a new series of videos that you guys are going to end up seeing. So it's just a trial to try it out, just to try out the new type of video. But yeah, so I do have to go at 10 because 10 is the very latest, because then who knows how long Akbar and I are going to be doing this video series tonight, and I got to go to bed because I got work tomorrow. Do you want to watch June K Think About You or not? If you don't, I understand. Just don't keep me hanging. I completely forgot. I'm going to say no for now just because I do need to watch Newest Love Paint. I need to watch Born to Be Wild. So I'll probably watch those both tomorrow and put them up. And just with all the things happening, I don't know when the next time I'm going to be able to watch that is. I could probably watch it and just not make a reaction. I guess I look at it the wrong way. You could always just watch it and not do a reaction to it. But then you might have wanted a reaction, so you might not want me to just watch it. That depends on what you want. What do you want, Naomi? Do you want a reaction out of that, or are you cool with me just watching it? I sent you something in the mail earlier this week. Hope you like it. It says Minty Sweet. Well, thank you so much. I'm looking forward to it. I haven't hit my P.O. box up in a few days, so I need to go over and get it. I did get a package in my P.O. box. It's over there on the counter, and I'm so excited to open it. I think this weekend, there's probably, because you said you sent something, someone else on Snapchat said they sent something, so a couple more packages in. Hopefully this weekend, if I have time, I'm going to do a whole other unboxing video. So I'm super psyched about that. It feels like it's my birthday or Christmas or like both of those combined right now. And it takes everything in my being not to walk over and open up that package right now. I've shook in it, and I've squeezed it. I have no idea what's in that package. It's not thin. It's like a small package, but it's really thick, and I have no clue what's in it. But yeah. Josh, say hi to Brazil. Hey, Brazil. Brazil is that country the most that people on here ask me to say hi to. I've noticed that. It's interesting. Akbar just uploaded a reaction. That's funny. Do you use a notebook for all schedule? Yep, I schedule multiple different schedules. I have a physical calendar in my office and at home. I have a whiteboard I keep action items on that I want done in 24 hours. And I also have a reminder on Google Calendar, which is this, for my day-to-day. So yeah. So this one tells me my car insurance bill is about to hit later this week, and then I have Labor Day off this coming Monday, which means I'm going to the beach with my family, and I have one of friends visiting in New York, and it all needs to be there because my brain is so like all over the place. I need to write it down. Like I feel like when I'm in a creative process and I'm getting all these ideas, it's like my brain is just firing out ideas and they're being lost. It's like just losing ideas. They're all just, one goes over there, then one goes over there. So the point of this notebook is to catch as many as possible just on paper. So I'm looking through this, and I'll just read hundreds of ideas that I've had throughout the year. Just hundreds of ideas. And it's great. I can read stuff and be like, that was an awesome idea, Josh. We need to do that. And I just like, I have time for it later. Josh, do you have neat handwriting or cursive? You'd have to be the judge of that. Like sometimes I'll write in all caps because it's easier to read and it's kind of the way engineers write. Like here's the list I did in the beginning of this year, like months ago. So that's a list I did. It's kind of a way of writing where it's all in caps. I don't know if you guys can read that. That's one of the lists that I made. And there are times where I won't make lists like that. There'll be times where I'll make a list all in cursive. There'll be a time I'll make lists all in just different handwriting. I don't know, it's different. It depends on how I'm feeling or what the application is. Like one time I was writing a thank you letter after Christmas to one of my family members, and I just got bored, so I changed my handwriting style 4 times. I wrote the first part in all caps, and I wrote the second part in cursive. Then the third part I wrote in a completely different way, and the fourth I wrote in the way I would if I was writing very quickly, just like normal handwriting. I just left Myrtle Beach last week. Oh, Myrtle Beach is nice. I like Myrtle Beach. I love your handwriting. Night, I have school tomorrow. Well, good night. Thank you for the compliment on the handwriting. I hope you have a good night's sleep. My notebooks are full of doodles, art student. My notebooks get full of doodles too, but I'm not an art student. I'm just ADD. I've said that so many times this live stream. It's like I didn't learn much in that live stream. I did learn that Josh is 24 and he has ADD. Those are the 2 things I've learned. But that should like at least be motivational that like someone's able to still create structure in their life despite ADD, to be able to harness the power that comes with ADD. It is really interesting. As an engineer student, I appreciate you talking about your job and study. Yeah, it's tough. It's a tough balance. It's a constant juggling act between a work-life balance and YouTube and all that other stuff. It's tough, you know? What made you like Mamamoo? They're jazz. They're big band style sounding songs. It was very big band-esque, and it was new. But I've always been a fan of jazz, and they've had jazz influences in a lot of their songs, like Piano Man. And I just immediately fell in love with Piano Man. That was my very first exposure to them. And then Wien. Oh, have you seen that smile? That could end World War III. That smile alone. Like if World War III happens, like Kim Jong-un doesn't get his sushi this morning, and then he ends up like firing a nuke at us, and like World War III starts, we will end the World War III with Wien smile. Okay, that's gonna happen. Oh man, I just said stuff about Kim Jong-un, sushi, and World War III and Wien smile all in the same session. That's funny. Do you live stream every Sunday night? When does it usually begin? So normally, that's a good question. Normally what I do is I live stream Saturday night at about 8 o'clock, typically. Usually it was Saturday night at 10 o'clock, back when I was doing school, because I needed to do that. I needed to study for hours from like 4 p.m. to 10 p.m. Those 6 hours every day were my study sessions as an engineer. So as soon as I was done studying at 10 o'clock, I was able to live stream. Eventually, I was able to reel that back and do it at 9 o'clock. After I was done with college, and then I reeled it back even further to 8 o'clock because I needed to get good sleep for work the next morning. But sometimes if I'm really busy on Saturday, like today I had to drive to Maryland, or yesterday I had to drive to Maryland to visit family for a birthday party, I couldn't do it. I was away from my equipment, so I pushed it to Sunday. Typically it's on Saturday at 8 o'clock. To answer your question. But usually I'll send out a reminder. Or if I'm not going to do it on Saturday, I'll make a tweet and be like, yo, sorry it's not going to be on Saturday. It's going to be on Sunday this time. Min Maya says, I'm making it my mission to get his attention. Well, Min Maya, you done got your mission accomplished, yo. You done mission accomplished with flying colors. So now you got to come up with another mission, I guess. Whatever that mission would be. It's interesting, we all have those ideas, those goals, those things we're striving from, like, oh, I would love to like get this or attain that, or get this degree, or get this job, or live here, or get this car, like, I don't know, whatever our ideas are. And I wonder what would happen if tonight, like, everyone that went to bed, when they wake up next morning, everyone has already gotten everything they would have thought they would have wanted, like, I don't know, take a random guy off the street. If you were able to get his his dream of what he would have wanted. He might have wanted a house in Beverly Hills and like a Lamborghini or whatever and like a trophy wife or I don't know, whatever some random person would have wanted. What if he woke up the next morning and he had that? What if everyone in the world had what they wanted? And everyone can't have everything, but in this hypothetical scenario, what if everyone did? How would the world be? How would it function? And after a month, would everyone be happy? Would everyone feel fulfilled? Would everyone be like, okay, this is it? And everyone would just be like, great. I don't think it would. I think most people would realize very quickly, especially after a month, that their idea of what they really wanted didn't make them happy, not in the long run. I might have made them temporarily happy. Happiness is temporary. It's very circumstantial. It's based on what's happening now. Joy, on the other hand, is irrespective of circumstance. Joy is something you have. It's happiness regardless of your current circumstance. So that's what I try to focus on. What makes me joyful? What fulfills me? Not what makes me happy necessarily. That's why they say people who spend their money on experiences like vacations, spending time with their family, stuff like that, if they spend it on experiences rather than physical things, they're very much happier in the long run. They're more joyful. Which is really interesting because I don't want to be someone who's just temporarily going from happiness to happiness to happiness, and when the happiness dies out, go to another happiness. Or it just sounds like a never-ending process of chasing things that aren't going to make you fulfilled. But yeah, so I really try really hard to focus on things that will make me fulfilled and give me joy, in the long run. But yeah. Listening to you talk about these random things makes me really happy, as weird as it sounds. I'm glad it makes you happy. It makes me feel good about rambling and stuff like that. How would you advise someone who has a huge dream they really want to achieve? I would say, as any dream anyone has, like, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. I know that's a really weird metaphor. I'm not telling anyone to eat an elephant. But that's how you approach it. It's just one step at a time. It's a mindset to do it one step at a time. I think you could do it. I think 100% you could do it. Dreams can be anywhere. You need to dream, and you just need to do and repeat. Like, I remember when I was young, my dream was to get a Dodge Viper. I don't know why. I mean, I guess I know why. It was the coolest car when I was 12. It was like the coolest car I could ever imagine. I was looking up pictures on the internet. I was like, this is the coolest car I've ever seen in my life. And my 12-year-old mind was like, that's the pinnacle. If I was driving around in a Dodge Viper, like, that was the coolest thing I could imagine, just driving around in a Dodge Viper. It's a type of car, for any of you who don't know what a Dodge Viper is. It's just like a really nice sports car, probably retails at about $150,000. I was thinking, I remember actually saying this to my mom. I was like, I want to get a Dodge Viper one day. And she's like, oh, that's nice. And I was like, every decision I make now, I want to make it so that I'm able to achieve that to happen. And I remember her telling me, that's not a very big dream. Like, you could achieve that pretty easily. And I was thinking, really? Are you serious? Like, I could get that easily? And she was like, yeah, like, you gotta think bigger than that. You gotta, a Dodge Viper, that's no big deal. That's a small thing in life, the type of car you drive. And she was telling me, basically, to dream bigger. And I couldn't at that young of an age. I was thinking, bigger than a Dodge Viper? What's bigger than a Dodge Viper? And of course now, as I'm getting older, my dreams are getting older, and I'm getting bigger dreams, and I'm like thinking more, and I'm getting a bigger view, and I have completely different dreams and goals than I did when I was 12 years old. Now I don't even think about my car. I don't think about the car I drive or the car I want. My dream has nothing to do with my car now. I could drive a Corolla for the rest of my life for all I care. It doesn't matter to me. Like, my dreams have completely surpassed what automobile I'm driving. So it's just an interesting thing to think of. But I think it's, for your dream, I think if it's a big dream, and it certainly is, if that's what you're saying, then it takes just one step at a time. One step at a time, just achieving it. You got to figure out what you need to get there and just start doing it. Chase the Diamonds here. Hey, Josh. What's up, Chase? How's it going? Long time no see. It's been a while since you hopped on the live stream. We got to do a collab sometime. We got to do a hangout. I don't know what time it is there. It's very different than the time here. Isn't it really late there? Super late, like way into the AM. But we got to do a live stream hangout sometime. Definitely got to do that. Oh crap, I gotta go, guys. It's 10 o'clock. I would love to stay on here. I'm seeing questions right now, like what's your advice on how to deal with people who mock your dreams? Have you ever been bullied? There's so many good questions and I need to answer these, but I can't. I gotta do this with Akbar. I'm the one that picked the time, 10 o'clock sharp, so I gotta oh man, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, guys. I really gotta go. I'm gonna write these questions down. All right, print screen. I'm gonna write these questions down and I'm gonna answer them the second the next live stream happens. So I'm sorry I gotta scram, but I have to. I gotta do more video projects with Akbar, and then I have to eat dinner, and then I gotta go to bed and get up early to go to work, and then do that whole cycle all over again. So I'm sorry, I don't have much time, but I wish I could do these more. 2 hours is not enough. 2 hours is never enough. I always wish I could live stream for 5 hours like I did that one year anniversary live stream. So thank you guys so much for joining the live stream. Thank you for being here and interacting. I love you guys so much. I love talking to you guys. I love connecting with you guys. I feel like I get closer to you guys every time. I always throughout the week get like separation anxiety, and I like look forward to hanging out with you guys and talking to you more. This means a lot to me. It really does. I can't be fake on that. Like, I really value these live streams. I value you guys and these relationships we have. You guys mean the world to me. So thank you guys so much for being a part of this. It means a lot. And I look forward to seeing you guys in the next live stream. So I don't mean to run, but I have to. Again, love you guys. Thanks. And I'll see you guys hopefully in the next live stream, which will be Saturday, 8 o'clock. And I'll let you guys know if that changes. But I don't see that changing. I'm going to be at the beach. So we're going to have to do a live stream at the beach. Looking forward to seeing you guys there. All right. Take it easy.